Man, that's exactly what I was looking for right there. Forehead sweat.
They gonna see hate, they gonna see jealousy, they gonna see this type of stuff because that's where their energy at now. A person like me, and so the higher level, I walk through the energy grid. I'm gonna see people, you know what I'm saying, people saying hey, you know what I'm saying, people speaking to you, you know what I'm saying, people smiling, you know what I'm saying, people actually want to see you around now, you know what I'm saying, people actually happy, you know what I'm saying, people, you know what I'm saying, actually show you respect and stuff like that because that's where your energy at, you know what I'm saying.
She's my diamond girl, and you know she got what I need. What I need, what I need, what I need, what I need. She's my diamond girl, and you know she got what I need. What I need, what I need, what I need.
This for the real good, this cause I'm so hood. If you ain't girlfriend, I wish that you would. Try to act right, be my lady. Let's have this baby, I won't be shady. Let's live a good life, wealth and lavish. Puff some cabbage, pass on the baggage. I'm not your average.
You gotta back up, bro.
I know you remember the rock.
Yo, OH10 Turk Tech, your boy Chuck back in the building. Last time I seen y'all, or last time y'all seen me, I was blew back, like blew all the way back for like 2 days. That was that was a real dope experience though. You know, if you get the opportunity to take 1,000 milligram anything, THC, just go ahead and do it. It's a eye-opening experience. I don't know if it was just these brownies were a little bit different. I've ate too much THC and had a bad trip. I think what I had yesterday, I don't know if it has to do anything with my tolerance. Like I said, I probably got a high tolerance because I sit up here and dab all day. But yeah, I was geek. I'm not even on front. I was lit. Man, it was kind of difficult to wake up the next morning. So, but anyway, you know, we'll do that again. That was real fun. You know, maybe I'll do it. And I'll have like cue cards and shit written down already, because I think that was my problem. I kept focusing on everything. It was almost not unlike a mushroom trip. You know, you see something and it just catch your attention, and next thing you know, you've been staring at whatever it is for the last 15 minutes. And that was all, everything that I cut from that video was me staring off into space. There was no words. Some of them I left in, but I really wanted to see what happened to me after I took 1,000 milligram brownie. So anyway, the other day before that, a couple videos before that, I swapped out my Simrel tip for my OmniVap XL tip. And I've been doing dabs out of my OmniVap and smoking flower out of my Simrel. I guess what I found out is that I really like my Simrel. So I'll smoke more weed if there's a Simrel attached to the Dynavac. Simple. I guess the general consensus is that's where it's at. For me anyway. You know, I came across a guy today who said the Dynavac's not for him. Which brings me to this. He said, I don't remember offhand who it was, so if you watch this, just leave another comment down there. But was it because of the lighters that you were buying that you don't like the Dynavac, that you went back to something battery powered? Because torch lighters, I left a comment under there. Torch lighters are a luxury item. They have to be cared for and maintained just like anything else. They need to be bled. If you have a torch lighter and you use it, it's great. The first time you use it, oh my God, then it runs out of fuel and you go to fill it up again and it works for, a couple times and then it stops. You go to fill it up again and it works a few less times than that. Then you go to fill it up again and next thing you know, it doesn't work. If that is your issue, you just need to bleed your lighter. And bleeding a lighter is very simple. Let's do it on this. Only because it's bigger. I bleed my small lighters too. But for the sake of this exercise, it's easier for me to show you on here. So that's my mini torch, which this probably gets more use than anything. That's actually when I'm outside or just in the house, because I'm not really heating up bangers no more. So this guy is a little too much. So I haven't really got into that one, but I use this one all the time. That's a Ronson. And it's actually a really nice lighter. Kind of reminiscent of the lighter that is attached to the re-up. But anyway, bleeding your lighter. So you put your butane in there. Hole at the bottom. Until it starts spitting out. Now what you have in here is air and gas. So as you keep filling and not bleeding, you're getting air pressure build up inside of the lighter. And the way you relieve that is just by pressing on that right there. You can kind of hear not much in there, but and you may get some of the gas to spit and leak out, and that's just fine. Some lighters may, when you get enough, like this one, there's actually a thump in there when you let enough of the pressure out. But most of these, here we go. Especially these Ronson lighters. I don't know if they've got something in them. But you see now, I push down, very little air. And that lighter's bled. So I actually do that every time I fill. And now I get more gas in there. And boom. You do not have to, well, depending on the size of the lighter too. Like this one. Really, it needs to be bled every other time. This is my KGM, my Vector KGM Summit. It is a flint wheel, so I can spark tender even if I don't have gas. But I'm gonna need a new flint here. Just a single flame torch. That's my my grown man lighter. While I got you here, I might as well bleed this one too. And you can hear there's a lot of air in there for a little tiny lighter. And that air will be the reason that all of those lighters don't work. And hopefully this makes it to that guy who was me. Who I was, and bought lighters, used them till they ran out, and then threw them in the trash. You don't want to do that with that. I think that lighter was $30-40 or something like that. I also have a 3 flame, and I don't know where that is at the moment, but I have a KGM 3 flame. Don't know what I did with it offhand, but yeah, that's how you keep your lighter in good working order. And these lighters they're temperamental. I mean, the more shit you get on the lighter, the less time you're going to have it. Yeah, I do go through here and I tighten up all the screws and all of that stuff. You got to take care of your shit. Is basically what it boils down to. Take care of your shit. So anyway, back to these guys. I'm understand that I am going to need not another tip, but just another dynacoil that goes inside of there, because I don't do enough flower. Like, this is all I would need, in order to do my flower. I would like to have, you know what? We're just gonna buy another Simrel, then we're gonna go to Dynavap, and we're gonna buy another dynacoil, and this will be done. I'll have my home pieces and my away pieces. I'm missing an away piece, but I will not do. I was on live today with Mr. Simrel, and he was talking about the M. And from what I remember, like I said, I gave my M away. From what I remember of my M, the heat. That's kind of why I gave it away. It was the heat. And that's what we were talking about today on the Simrel Collections Instagram. The heat. Anything I do, if I'm getting heat out the back of it and it irritates my throat, Mr. Simrel said that he smoked Newports for a while, for like 10 years. And I found out today he's, late 20s. Well, I started smoking Newports. Actually, I started smoking Marlboros when I was about 13. And when I was about 15, I started smoking Newports. And last year, I smoked my last Newport. So, you do the math. I don't feel like, well, it's not that I don't feel, I absolutely know that smoking Newports didn't do nothing to me. It did, however, give me a sensitivity to heat in my throat. The same thing Austin had. So, yeah, I try and stay away from the heat, and that's why I'm a huge fan of the Simrel. I guess that's one of the reasons I left out of my, why I love this device so much. But I am ready to go back to doing dabs out of my Simrel. That's just dope. Like, you can hear the winding of the wind in there. And that's exactly what it does when you hit it. You get that swirling vortex action. And I've absolutely roasted this cap to the point where the dab was burnt, and when I inhaled it, it hurt. But it was no heat. It was just a burnt dab. So, think what you will. But Simrel's like, welcome home. I think I'm gonna get a shorty. I want a wood piece, and a shorty. But I saw this wood piece with a Dynavap tip, and it had a Simrel mouthpiece. It was, you can find it, it was on Instagram, but where the wood stops, where this one is silver, it was just that piece with the Simrel logo stamp right there. And I'm not gonna front. That shit hard. That shit is hard body karate. Word, that shit is hard. You know, Austin said it the first time he hit the shit after it was right. He didn't want to toot his own horn. He wanted to wait for other people to say the shit was dope. Bro, I say fuck that shit. You knew that shit was hot. The second that you pulled on it, you knew that shit was hot. But yeah, that's a good dude, man. Hopefully, like I say, I get to meet him one day, man. He seems like a real good dude. You know. All right. So I think, you know, I always got goodies in here. Let's see what we got. Welcome us back to the Simrel action. Oh boy. You know I like that clip. Yeah. Glad we did that little warm up. I'm gonna have to add something here. I have this what is this? I forget what it's called. I want to say like Captain's Cake or something stupid like that, but it's real powdery. It's got a weird taste. It's an Ohio dab, and I forget the name of it. It came in a box from the dispensary over in Garfield Heights, right there on going up the hill. I'll tell you what else I missed. You know, if you have a Dynavap and don't like it because of the lighter, using the torch, and nothing I can do for you. Man, that's exactly what I was looking for right there. Forehead sweat. I gotta hit the dab so my forehead sweat. Once that happens, I'm good. That's my that's my indicator. My forehead sweat, I can pass you the joint back. I'm straight, or whatever it is that we fucking with. I'm straight. That doesn't necessarily mean that I will stop smoking. That just means if I have something to do going to work, about to go out, anything, anything fucking really. Yeah, I need my forehead. I gotta get them little, them little forehead sprinkles. That's just what it is, you know. That's just how I get down. But oh, also I am you know, I always promise to keep it 100 on here, and I will. I will be looking for a new house. I will be moving from here. My wife and I have decided to separate for the time being, and that's fine. I mean, I love her to death. There's no animosity there at all. Just time apart. But I only tell you that because I really enjoy doing this, and there may be a string of a few days where you kind of don't see me. And if that is the case, you can always get me on Instagram, OHX Turk Tech, OHX _ Chucky Chibata. You can get at me there. But yeah, I'll be going through that. Don't worry about me. I'll be just fine. You know what I'm saying? We're just trying to take care of these kids and raise them in the best environment that we can. So even if that's, you know, 2 separate households that are close to each other so we can communicate, that's what'll be done. So, but yeah, just wanted to, like I said, keep it all the way a buck, because there may be some spaces and gaps. You know, if you're looking for a video from me and you don't see it, that's why. So, with that being said, I guess I'm gonna get up out of here. Turk Tech, peace.